anything, still the Bitcoin funding rates are extremely negative, and that is currently indicating a massive Bitcoin short squeeze is going to be happening. And once Bitcoin does reach $72,000 to $74,000, we're going to be seeing more than 10 million US dollars worth of Bitcoin short liquidations in the market. So on today's update video, of course, I'm going to be talking about the CME gap we're currently creating, the most important charts and trends we're currently creating on the imminent short term, the liquidation heat map, the spot Bitcoin ETF, and much more important stuff. So without any further ado, don't forget to slam that like button back above 800 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So Bitcoin is creating a new CME futures gap, and basically the CME close price was around 64.1k. So I am really expecting that Bitcoin, of course, is going to be hovering around this level for the remainder of the weekend. And basically, we're not necessarily expecting something very special, but most likely at the end of the weekend. So that is, of course, going to be at the end of today. We're going to be trading somewhere around the 64.1k target. And after that, we're going to be starting to see that next move getting initiated on the market. Whether Bitcoin goes up or down, we're just expecting that Bitcoin is going to be staying around that price, the CME close price, around the end stage of the weekend, just like we see every single time with these CME gaps. Here we traded, of course, above the CME gap, but eventually we came down to fill it up again here. And then the week before, we also traded above it, but just moments later, we came down again to fill it up. And if I'm going to be like right now looking a little bit deeper into Bitcoin, what we can currently just clearly see is that Bitcoin is creating a massive downtrend. We're creating lower high after lower high after lower high, and we're creating lower low after lower low after lower low. And basically what we're currently looking at is this massive support level on the lower side, which seems to be providing support every single time once we do test this level. So if Bitcoin were to be coming back towards this region, I'm expecting we're going to be most likely bouncing from it. But currently, what we can clearly see is that we're just trading in this parallel channel towards the downside. And basically, the moment that Bitcoin breaks above that resistance line here on the top side, that is the point where I believe that, okay, if we break this resistance, then we're most likely going to be seeing that continuation higher and that continuation towards the top side. And while we're going to be having that reverse towards the upside, I think one of the most important levels here is definitely going to be that 66,000 US dollar level. Why? Is because $66,000 here provided support, here it flipped into resistance. So most likely this is going to be somewhat of a level where Bitcoin is going to be finding a lot of resistance at. So very important level in my opinion. And basically this is how I am currently approaching the trend. Because of course currently what we're seeing is that we're creating a falling wedge pattern, or we're creating somewhat of a falling wedge pattern. And what we're just currently doing here is that Bitcoin is creating a new falling wedge pattern. And if I go to the daily time frame, you can see it a little bit more clear if I redraw it. So you have this downward sloping support line here where Bitcoin seems to be bouncing from every single time. And you've got this resistance line from the top side. So basically what we can currently see is that the Bitcoin price action is clearly getting squeezed here. And a falling wedge pattern is always getting created in a move towards the upside and then a downward sloping consolidation. And now you can clearly see that the price is getting compressed. And yes, we are at that end stage of the compression. So we're expecting a big breakout is happening any moment right now. And once this next big breakout does happen on Bitcoin, that is of course also going to be the point where we're going to be seeing that next explosive price action on the market. So that is what I'm currently looking out for. Bitcoin is consolidating sideways in the middle of this falling wedge pattern, and the price target of the falling wedge pattern is exactly on the top side of the region, which of course is that 72,000 US dollar level, where also the majority of the liquidity is currently being built up here. So please do not get trapped. I think that what we're seeing right now is very clear. Bitcoin is trading in an uptrend, then creates a falling wedge pattern, and is currently creating negative funding rates, which means that the majority of the market is actually trading short, and at the same time the majority of the liquidity is getting built up above us around 72 to 74,000 US dollars. And to be exact, we're seeing more than $10 billion worth of Bitcoin short liquidations around that level. And I know this, Bitcoin always follows the liquidity, so why wouldn't it happen again? So this is something that I'm currently can see, and this is what I think is going to be happening next year. Bitcoin is consolidating sideways and is right now at that last stage of this consolidation pattern before we're going to be seeing that massive breakout and reverse all the way back towards the upside. And that is why I'm also still having my trade open, which is currently in $86,000 in profit, which I am planning to close once Bitcoin is going to be hitting 72 to 74,000 US dollars, because that is my take profit target for this exact Bitcoin trade. So yeah, I believe Bitcoin is going to be going higher. And guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin just like I am doing, you can currently also do it yourself, and you can currently claim a free $30,000 deposit bonus by signing up an account using the link description of today's video. And without this link, it's only 400. So it's a win-win situation. If you're interested in trading, check it out in the link description of today's video. So yeah, I am still in the trade. I've been in for the trade for quite a long time right now here, but of course, whenever I do see a new good opportunity emerge in the market, I'm going to be most certainly tell it to everyone out there. But if I wouldn't be in a trade right now, actually, what are the levels I'm going to be looking at is definitely this level where we're currently sitting at. I think that it is actually quite an interesting level since the majority of the liquidity is being built up above us. We're creating a falling wedge pattern. I think that the odds of Bitcoin bouncing back towards the upside are actually quite high from of this point. So Bitcoin still sideways consolidating, and of course, worst case scenario, in my opinion, we're going to come back towards this green line of support. And if we do come back towards the green line of support, it is not going to be a bad thing at all. Basically, what we're seeing is a massive new consolidation phase, and it is just going to be moments. It's going to be moments before this next big breakout is happening. So Bitcoin is in a massive bull market, and while we are in this bull market, the funding rates are negative, which means that the majority of the market is actually trading short, while Bitcoin is sitting around this level right here, is also indicating a big short squeeze could be next for Bitcoin as well. So yeah, I don't say it without a reason, but always once the funding rates, they go negative, Bitcoin always tends to squeeze higher. And currently, the funding rates are most certainly negative, which makes it, for me, an extremely important and interesting zone in this market. And yeah, I've also said this multiple times before here, but basically what we're seeing right now is calm before the storm. Bitcoin is consolidating above the previous all-time high, currently already trading above $60,000 for longer than 120 days, which is just quite insane if you would ask me. And we're just retesting that weekly resistance right now into support. So things are looking good on the bigger perspective. Guys, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to slap on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.